Hello everybody, I'm back here with another video review for soccer shoes again. These are the New Balance 442 Turf version. Okay, they're leather New Balance shoes, but they're the Turf version. In another video, I reviewed the cleats version of this, and now I have the Turf version here, and which I was actually pretty excited about to get. I've been seeing them online for quite a while. I've been looking at the pictures and they look really nice. So I just wanted to check them out and see how they are. I've never actually purchased New Balance shoes in a Turf version. These are actually very similar to the cleats. There are a little bit of differences that I want to kind of maybe point out. There's some things that I like about these ones more than the cleats. Obviously, they're Turf. I'm a big fan of Turf more than cleats, so that's something that I really like about these ones. I think the cleats actually are a little bit nicer as far as like material quality. So that was a little bit disappointing about this one. So I'll get into that. But anyway, these are really cool. They are actually retail for about $120, I believe. I got them a little bit cheaper online from soccer.com. I think I had like a coupon or something. So I will be talking about some features that I like about the shoes, some features I don't like about the shoes, and I will let you know if I'm going to keep them at the end, if I recommend them, or if I'm going to return them. These overall, I think the design is actually really nice, very classic, old school, black and white leather shoe. Okay, and as you guys know, I'm a big fan of that. Some people might think it's kind of boring, and I completely understand. I think there are cooler shoes out there. They're colorful and with the synthetic materials, and that is very cool. And unfortunately, I am very boring, and these are the shoes that I kind of like, the traditional old school black and white soccer shoes. And these are, I think, they're trying to compete with the Copa Mundial turfs. Those old school shoes that, they've been selling for years. The Adidas Samba, right? Then the Nike came out with the, Tiempos and the Premiers that are trying to compete as well. So I think all the brands should really, I understand they want to do modernize and synthetic materials and make it really attractive, especially for the young generations. That's completely understandable. I just hope that they don't forget about the market that just wants to stay traditional and old school, and you know um, there's still some respect for that, I think. Leather has got really, really good quality for soccer shoes, and I just hope that they just stick with that. And that's just my preference. But um, so I think they actually did a good job in making it look like classic shoes. Good design, um, you know, fairly similar to the kind of Copa Mundial Team Turf shoes, which, by the way, I have a video review about that in my channel if you want to check it out. And again, a disclaimer is that I actually have not worn these shoes. I have not used them. I've actually tried them on, so I can talk about that, but I have not used them. So it's not really a video performance review. It's more of a first impressions and trying them on and just describe about materials and just the design. So just keep that in mind, okay? Let's talk about the leather. Okay, so the leather is actually is decent leather. The leather is only actually from here all the way to the front of the shoe. Behind this line, this is all synthetic. Okay, which I was actually a little bit disappointed about that. Um, I wish that shoes companies would give us a little bit more leather. I understand that you only need the front to be leather so that for performance and for function, that's fine. I think the shoe would be last a longer time if it was a little bit more leather. Maybe the back doesn't need to be leather. That's fine. That's understandable. But anyway, even the other shoes like the I think the Adidas Copa Mundial Team Turf and the Premier Nike Premiers, which are some of my favorite shoes, don't have leather back here, which is understandable. Now, I will say that the leather quality of this doesn't feel as nice as the Nike Premier or the Copa Mundials. These is a little bit of I don't know. I think it's a little bit lower quality leather. So I was also disappointed about that. Okay, it is leather. It actually has a little leather logo here. It does feel good, but I think it's still, in my opinion, it's still lower quality. Also, the synthetic leather that they have here, it's very plasticky. I don't know what other word to say. It's just very very synthetic. Compared to again the Nike Premiers, which by the way, I thought the Nike Premiers on this side it was actually authentic leather. It is not. I actually went back and looked at it. It's not leather, but it is a much better quality synthetic leather than this. This looks very, very plasticky, and I'm concerned that long term, the wear and tear is going to start showing on this side. And even on the back, and even over here on the top, it's not, I don't know, I think it looks like it's not going to, it's not going to last as long as maybe the other materials. Just keep that in mind, okay? So I was a little bit disappointed about that. I do love this. Obviously, you guys have heard me talk about the suede reinforcement. They did a good job in putting that here. It goes all around. I think all leather soccer shoes should have these. Even cleats, which is surprising that cleats don't even have this. That was one disappointing thing about the Nike Premiers. They don't put that in there. The Adidas Copa Mundial, they do put it. I did review the Joma Top Flex. Actually, Joma Top Flex does a really good job even reinforcing it more. I understand it might compromise the weight of the shoe. It makes it heavier. So I'm okay with just this, like covering it like this. So I think they did a really good job, and I love that they do that. I love the branding of this shoe. I think that they did a good job in branding with the New Balance, even on the back, with the 442. I think it looks nice. It's a nice shoe. Those are some features I really like. I'll talk about the cleats or the studs. Sorry, the studs on the bottom for the turf. They're actually decent studs. They're not like perfect for my taste, but they're not like they're not hard plastic. Like for example, in the Nike Premier, I was actually disappointed that they're very shallow and plasticky. So these are very rubbery. So I think the grip will be better. It will grab better on the turf. These are actually a little bit more like the Tiempos, Nike Tiempos, or even like the Adidas Copa Mundial. Now I just wish that they would have made these a little bit like longer. They're a little bit too shallow for my preference. Still, not as bad as the Nike Premier, but I wish that they would make it just a little bit, they're decent, but I wish that they would have made them a little bit longer. There's a lot of them, by the way, which my concern with putting so many studs is that you're not gonna have the good grip on the surface. So I always recommend not going to the extremes. Like cleats have very, very few studs or cleats, and that's why it's better for natural grass. for artificial surfaces, grass, it's better to have multiple studs, but these have a lot of studs. So the problem is that if you have a lot of more studs, then you're questioning whether they're actually doing the job they're supposed to be doing, which is grabbing. I think this should be okay, but I would have preferred maybe a little bit less studs, and then maybe just a little bit longer. That's it, you know. All right, let's talk about the tongue, which, as you guys have already known, it's my pet peeve for soccer shoes. This is a very traditional tongue, which is not attached on the sides, it's not fused, you know. It is wide open, so you can actually expand it. You know, you can expand the shoe, which is nice. That's what I want. Most of us, I think a lot of players have wide shoes, and we complain about the soccer shoes being so narrow, you know. So that's why leather shoes are great, because they expand, you know. But I'm not really understanding now shoe manufacturing companies are actually attaching the tongue and putting compression tongues. For my preference, that's a little bit uncomfortable, especially me, because I have bad ankles and I wear ankle braces. That I don't like. But you know, for obviously the young generation, really good, you know, strong, you know, they don't have that issue. Then they would like the compression things as a tongue. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Now I am disappointed about this tongue because the material is not as it's very synthetic. Again, very poor quality. I love the 442 cleats. I think they did a really nice job with the foldable tongue, and even the material was pretty premium, I think, compared to this one. This is very cheap, low quality, and for a shoe that's $120, I would have expected them to actually have better qualities of materials here. And I even would have not care about, like, if they put a foldable tongue like they've done in the Nike Premier Turf version. But this is fine. I don't mind the short tongue. That's great, you know. I think the heel, it's okay. It's got good padding. My concern with the heel is that, again, I think this material, it's not like synthetic leather, it's like some sort of like synthetic fabric, I think. I think it's going to be slick in the socks, and when you move, your shoe and your ankle is going to go up and down, and that might cause some blistering, you know. So that's my concern here. I actually prefer the Nike Premiers, and even the Copa Mundials have like a synthetic leather, even over here, or something similar, and I think it does a better job in grabbing, you know. So that's just keep that in mind, okay? So, but yeah, so this is my first impressions on these shoes. Overall, I think they're good shoes. I just don't think that you know, they basically match the quality of the Nike Premiers and the Nike Mundial teams, or sorry, the Adidas Copa Mundial teams. And for the very similar price, out of the three, my favorite are actually Nike Premiers. I think the Adidas Copa Mundials are very heavy. They're not really for soccer players, in my opinion. They're more for referees, and you can see that in my video and in the other video that I, you know. But my favorites for right now, it's the Nike Premier 2s, which unfortunately I don't know if they're gonna even continue making them. But anyway, that's my review, my first impressions. Thank you so much for watching the video. I would love to see some comments, some questions, some discussions. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.